Alright, today's video, as you can tell by the title, is my top moments in WrestleMania history. Um, Now, I'm going to start by saying this is not matches, it's moments. Whether those be in matches or segments or something. And they're my personal favorite. I'm not saying they're the most memorable. I'm not saying they're the best. I'm not saying that they're the most meaningful. I'm saying these are the ones that come to my mind. I made a list. It's kind of actually unorganized, but they all have numbers next to them, so I'll figure it out. But yeah, and it's gonna be, and what's gonna be memorable to me, and what's gonna be my favorites are gonna be more recent. But so I do have an honorable mention category. Um, what did I make? 4 honorable mentions. And I'll go last to best, worst to best. I mean, they're all the best, but yeah, I think I have 16 actual ones and 4 honorable mentions, so 20. And I didn't want to put these last because people are gonna be like, those were so much better. So I just honorable mention ones that I wasn't watching live or remember really. Yeah, 2 of them I weren't even born for, or one of them I wasn't born for. I don't know. All right. First is Tyson turning on DX, punching Michaels, and joining Austin. Just classic. Must have been so cool to see that. Just have Tyson there in general, let alone turning and starting the Austin era. Next is the super kick in overtime, WrestleMania 12, HBK Brett Iron Man match. One of the best matches, and the super kick that started the boyhood dream. So I had to put that in there. The next one, Austin passing out, and just the image of his blood. That's so iconic. WrestleMania 13. After a great match, Austin just passing out. It's great moment in history. And obviously honorable mention, which could be, depending on who you ask, the best moment in WrestleMania history is Hogan slamming Andre. All right, let's move on to ones I could actually talk more about. Like I said, there's 16. All right, it's coming in at number 16. I was actually there live. It's Trish Stratus turning on Jericho. Very shocking at WrestleMania 20. Very just shocking to me. As a kid seeing there live, I was a big Jericho fan then. I'm a bigger Jericho fan now, but I remember them more. I don't know if it's the slap I consider the better moment, or them just making out on top of the stage, because they really went into each other, and it's one of the most memorable moments for me. Maybe just because I was there, but I don't know. Looking back, I always thought that was awesome, and a very well done turn. It might have been obvious back then, but to me it wasn't. So I'll always look at it like that. Excuse me. 15. Even though I didn't think the match was as good as everyone else, WrestleMania 28, Undertaker versus Triple H, Hell in a Cell, the super kick into the pedigree, it was just so cool. I do think they did it way too early in the match. I think if they waited towards the end of the match, it would have been bigger shock that he kicked out. But that match, it went where Triple H beat the shit out of Taker, and then Taker beat the shit out of Triple H, so I guess they couldn't do it at the end. But, I don't know, that moment was sick. 14, I really like this match for what it was. Some people love it, some people hate it. WrestleMania 31, Triple H vs. Sting, when DX came out and then NWO came out. Man, that's just so cool. People got all mad that Triple H won. It's whatever. I think that match was booked perfectly. I didn't think we were getting a 5-star match or anywhere near it. Just because Sting's old and they haven't wrestled together. So what they did with that, I think when both of those came out, just the pops and my reaction was like, oh shit, this is fucking awesome. We got 13, another WrestleMania 20. Angle going for the ankle lock. Eddie's shoe pops off. Eddie, I think he rolls him up for the win, and then Angle's just sitting there with the shoe while Eddie celebrates. Excuse me. As our YouTube is on in the background. Because I just threw that up. I was watching YouTube on my TV. But yeah, Eddie, just classic Eddie. Something like that I don't think has really been done before. And I don't know. I don't know how I remember it, but I remember. Pretty sure Matt was just like, he's doing something with his shoe. What is he doing? He's taking it off, like while we were in the crowd, and then he pulled it off. It's just, that's great. All right, coming in at number 12, we have from last year's WrestleMania, the New Day segment with Foley, Austin, and HBK. That was just so cool to see. The pop Austin got was sick, and then Triple H twerking and Mick Foley doing the Big E swivel, and then Austin doing the dance. Me and Matt do that all the time. We always fucking pop for that. That was just so fucking fun. League of Nations gets buried. Xavier Woods takes a fucking huge stunner. Fucking jumps in the air like Scott Hall. Loved it. And then Big E steals one of Foley's beer, Austin's beer. I think Foley actually threw it to him, and he's drinking it. I think that's just an overall. That was one of my favorite parts of last year's WrestleMania was that segment. 32 was really. I think it had better segments than matches. Actually, 32. I think The Rock coming out, his match that just pops everyone. He beats Eric Rowan. Wyatt's gang up on him. Cena comes out. Like that was awesome too. That's not on the list. I went with the New Day segment because I thought that was better, especially for the Austin. It kills me every time. And then right below it from WrestleMania 32, Shane jumping off the cell. We all knew it was coming, and it didn't make it any less special. But we all knew there was a chance. And he went up there, and it took him a while, and he laid there, and then he stood there, crossed himself, and just fell. Just still iconic. So it didn't matter. He could have said, "I'm jumping off." When he did it, it still was awesome. All right, cracking into number 10. I feel like I've only been talking for I feel like I'm speeding through these. It's already almost 8 minutes. Number 10, back to WrestleMania 20. Just the ending with Benoit and Eddie hugging. I can't remember. I knew we left early, like right after Benoit win and all the confetti was falling down. I don't know if we actually saw them in the ring together. We may have saw Eddie come out. My dad wanted to leave, beat traffic, and stuff like that. So, I mean, I was a kid. I didn't really care because the match had ended. But just looking back at it, it's just so emotional and so awesome. Like, that's so genuine. Those two guys, like, if you would have said even a year before that both those guys would be champion ending Mania, people would have probably thought you were crazy. We have number 9, WrestleMania 24, triple threat match, Orton, Cena, Triple H. It always sticks in my head that, I forget, I honestly don't even remember who he punted. He might have punted Cena. No, I think he punted Triple H while he was covering Cena, and then he covered Triple H. I don't know, I just remember Cena won the Royal Rumble. Orton was already champ. Loved Orton back then, still do, but really loved Orton back then. I thought no way he's winning this match, and he did. So I popped huge, and I just remember the punt. I really like that ending. So, I mean, probably nobody thinks of that match. Nobody would at least put that in anywhere near the top moments. But for me personally, I loved it. Just like in Hell in a Cell 9 when Orton beat Cena unexpectedly. Like, we were like, no way Orton gets the title back, and no way he beats Cena. And he did, and we were there, so that's why I always remember that too. Not that I was there at 24, but for some reason it always sticks out in my head. And I try to put a lot of things that were special to me on this list, so you don't hear the same things over and over again. Because I'm sure a bunch of people make these types of videos, and I would love to see other people's videos. I would love to see Matt's too, because he definitely has a lot different of a list. I'm sure most of his were a lot earlier with Hogan, Warrior, Michaels. I'm sure his list is filled with that. sure he has a lot of WrestleMania 10 memories too. So hopefully one of the videos, one video a day, is him talking about this. I'm also planning on doing my favorite matches. That might be the next one. Number 8 from 31. As I hold back a burp, sorry. The RKO on Rollins. That is just insane. It was so insane that Orton celebrated for like a minute and forgot to cover him. Just the curb stomp, throws him up, RKO. Probably one of my favorite RKOs, if not my favorite. Actually, no, it's not my favorite RKO. I can tell you what it is in a little. But that's 8. 7, WrestleMania 30. The ending, Daniel Bryan holding up the belts, confetti falling. I mean, even if it was the most obvious thing in the world, like, they finally did it. He finally was champ, and he was finally beating the Authority. Man, no one was upset. How many times can you say WrestleMania ended and no one was upset with that? I mean, sure, a bunch of times, but recently, like this year, people are gonna hate Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. I hate it. What'd you have? 29 sucked. 28, some people were mad that, like me, that Cena won. Or Cena lost, sorry. 32, everyone hated it. 31 was awesome. So it's hard to end a WrestleMania good, and they did it right there. I'm going to stop rambling. 6, we have Stone Cold winning the title at WrestleMania 17. I mean, I never really thought, because I mean, that was the first WrestleMania I remember watching. And I was a huge Rock fan. I liked both, but I rooted for Rock, Matt rooted for Stone Cold. But just him winning the title, looking back, especially because I've watched this pay-per-view 1,000 times. The handshake, I mean, looking back, it was cool because you don't remember, when you look back, you don't think of what happened after it. And apparently his awful heel run, because I don't really remember that. Just him winning the title, though, in Texas. Nobody cared he turned heel. He was just so over. It was in his home state. Just so awesome. The only thing bad about that, he stuns him, kicks out, and then he hits him with the chair like 5 times and then pins him. He should have picked him back up, stunned him again. That's the only thing I have a problem with. But going off the air, Stone Cold is champion in Texas. It was just awesome to end a great show. This is going to surprise almost everyone. Number 5, same WrestleMania. One of my favorite moments is in the triple threat hardcore match, Kane, Big Show, and Raven, when he threw Raven through the glass. And that's just one of my favorite matches. It'll be on my favorite matches list. Give it away there. And it's one of my favorite moments. It's just so cool. That match was so fun. So that's number 5 for me. 4, WrestleMania 21, my favorite RKO of all time. The choke slam into the RKO. I remember I was watching in here. Matt was in his room. I don't know why we weren't watching together. I think I had to go to bed before it ended. But I remember him kicking out, Undertaker kicking out, and Matt running into the room saying, "Holy shit, I thought it was it. I thought the streak was over." Because then the streak was that like not 10 or 11? I think Flair was 10, because I remember after he was doing that, he went 10. So that must have been 12? That would have been 12-0, I think, that win. Either way, I remember Matt running in, saying that. He might not remember it. I'm pretty sure that happened. I don't know why else I would have that in my head. But that is an awesome moment. One of my personal favorites. Obviously, came in at number 4. Number 3, back to WrestleMania 17. I love this so much. It gives me like goosebumps, even though looking back, it's pretty dumb. But Shane versus Vince. Linda standing up, low blow to Vince. I don't know, when she stands up, the crowd just goes nuts. She was supposed to be like sedated, or I don't even remember the storyline, but Trish and Steph were fighting. Trish was their bitch or something. I don't even remember, but I don't know what led up to it. But I just remember that I know that Linda was there to see, or they brought her there to see Vince beat the shit out of Shane. She stood up, low blowed, helped Shane, and it was amazing. Two, Hogan Rock stare down, really self-explanatory. Just that crowd reaction. They just stood there for what, a minute, 2 minutes, and it was loud. Bizarro World in Toronto, but you could watch that match on mute and it would be whatever. And then you watch it with the sound on, and it's one of the best matches of all time. And number one, favorite moment of all time, WrestleMania 31, Seth Rollins cashes in. Never been done before, never thought about it, never expected it. You have Brock and Roman passing to the torch. You think Brock's going to lose to Roman. Roman looks great. And they always want him to. Like, everyone goes, oh, fucking Roman, boo, that guy sucks. Because they want him to have everything. Yet, they put him in this match. We know Lesnar's going away. And they have Rollins cash in. Fucking perfect way. He runs in, speeds down the ramp, and he does it during the match, which is awesome. And then he goes to curb stomp Lesnar. Lesnar catches him. Spear. And then, what does he hit Roman with the briefcase, or he hits Roman with the curb stomp? And it 1, 2, 3 spins it around just like he did with the NXT title. I don't know if he got that. He did that on the Indies or anything. I just know he did it with NXT and the WWE title. And just him on the ramp looking at it and then putting it over his head. That is my number one moment. Let me know in the comments. If you don't make a video response, let me know in the comments what I missed or what you thought was better or worse or stupid that I put in. Yeah, thank you for watching. This has been today's video. We're going strong, one video a day. I'm surprised we haven't fucked it up yet.